Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting out today's stream with the T10 here. Like usual, feel free to request any tanks. I'm going to be doing plenty of tank requests today. Nice to see some of you guys are here ready. Hopefully everyone's having a pretty decent morning. Hello Labobo, Floyd and Victor. And thanks for tipping Levi too, Victor. He's been waiting for a couple minutes here. Here you go. There you go. Here you go, Lily. Oh. Lily has claimed Levi's bed again here. You can see her back there. He's a little bit upset. Alright. So we got Erlingberg here. Unfortunately, it's not the reworked Erlingberg, but I'm gonna head up over on this side, given that it's assault defense here. Hello, Scud. Nice to see you. Which there's, a little bit of news like trickling out about the next update still, 1.0. Currently, most know the test server's up for it. You can test out most, but not all, of the reworked maps into the new graphics engine. Like, we're still missing Pilsing, Klondike. I think, we might even see something like Province come back for low tiers. They were reworking that as well. But, more or less, we should see maybe as early as this week the second iteration of the test server come up. If not, it most likely would be the week after. But basically, it is looking like the tank coming after the T10 here, which I need to get a little bit of experience kind of stored up on this, is going to be that Object 777 version 2. It's just people, continually talking about it. Nothing's like 100% confirmed from Wargaming, but kind of the general, I guess, leaks coming out. But a lot of it is still just rumors without any like concrete ooh, I almost shot the T-49. It's nothing's 100% confirmed, but basically there hasn't been any other tank that there's been like a model made of or kind of talked about from Wargaming, and it's looking like that's at least going to be the heavy tank coming, and it's supposed to release with the 1.0 patch. I'm not surprised they are, because it doesn't seem like they're adding in like any other tanks, so it makes sense adding 2 new tier 10s in that patch to get a little bit more kind of hype stirred up for the patch. I'm gonna hope that they can keep this Leopard prototype off of me. Not looking too great for me though, but we have one already focused on me. The other side should be able to. I took a little bit of a gamble there, but there's a Leopard in the center here. Looking to see where exactly. He's somewhere over yonder. But the other side should be able to push. While they don't have really the numbers on them, they have a pretty good chance to be able to push there, given the tanks they have. I'm waiting for their object, or not their, our Object 257 to move up a little bit further here. T-49, you need to make sure I'm not going to shoot you, because I almost hit him there again. I didn't even notice he was coming back up. There we go. Didn't miss that one. Hello there, Randall and William. Nice to see you guys. I would say I've been watching the Olympics with Ryan, but NBC still, that guy's still chucking HE, which our 257 didn't spot him, unfortunately. I don't know where to hell that person could be. Not there. I've been watching it with Ryan, but we mostly record it and then watch it the day after because NBC doesn't really, they cut out like a lot of the people performing if they don't think that people want to watch them. So unless they're like really good or from America, they don't show them. They put commercials on. So we just fast forward over a lot of it, since otherwise it's just, you know, kind of 50% filler. Crap. I just missed him. This leopard is really getting annoying now. Like, luckily they're not shooting anything other than HE, but like, I'm really surprised that nobody was able to spot them. Like I have no clue where they're actually at here. Give them credit though, they've definitely taken off the most HP of any tank that shot me, but they probably would have killed me by now if they used, there we go, a standard APCR shell like they just did there. It just stinks though that no one ever spotted the center. But oh well. I played this area decent. You know, I missed I think 2 shots, but there's not too much you can do about that sometimes. Excuse me for a second. Alright, well, that was strange, but I'm back. Hey, there's the leopard that's been shooting me literally the entire match. Say Ryan's mom called me, but didn't hear anything on the other end, so can't exactly not answer your future mother-in-law. This ELC is behind me, but not too much I can do about him. Just trying to get whatever damage I can get here. I knew the leopard was gonna hit me. Oh crap, I screwed this up a little bit. I still got him now. Yeah, I'm pretty much done for. Still got 3,500 damage though, 2,200 block. And 1,100 assist. One second though, I just gotta text. I gotta text him back. One second. Whoop, there we go. Sorry about that. But unfortunately I lost. Most amount of damage on my team. Their Cody did a really good job on the other side though. But yeah. Unfortunately I can't win them all. Alright, so let me get some requests up here. I'm gonna pop into one grind before I get to request 2. Just want to get one more match in here, then I'll get to the comment. Hello MW, Grigsby, Aurora, and GG. Unfortunately, I cannot bring something over. They're at Ryan's brother's house right now. They need an air compressor. Can't exactly do that. Sorry. If it was about a half hour ago, I could have, but. Well, the problem is, in the US, hello, Marquez, nice to see you. The first night we did watch like the Canadian broadcast. NBC has basically exclusive rights to where even like the official Olympic channel, say on YouTube, that streams it live every day, like all the events, everything's blocked in the US. Canadian broadcast, British, Korean, YouTube, every single video is 100% blocked and almost immediately, except for like really small clips people are allowed to release. So if you're in the US, unfortunately that's all you got. Which is why a lot of people hate NBC when they do the Olympics. So hello, Colin. Should have enough help up here, but we always know how this ends up for me. Taking a little bit of a leap of faith, especially they get spotted at the WZ132A over there. I'm gonna say that's probably gonna hurt, but try to track him. This bat chat should be able to get him out. We can kill this scorpion though before he reloads. Awesome. Since I lost a decent chunk of my HP, I'm gonna let them kind of see if anyone else is around this corner before I pop out, if possible. But I can get shots on the WZ132 here. Just I can get hit from there and also on my right if I'm not careful. But I'm probably just gonna take a little bit safer approach and pop out. Okay, 430 didn't spot anything. Nice. Finish him off. Prima Victoria is behind, so I'm probably gonna go to pick him up. And never mind, there's a Scorpion G and a T-28 Proto. They'll be fine. Bounced off him. Yeah, I'm just gonna stick with this side. Yeah, I know about using like a VPN or a VPN and stuff. It's just like we catch the stuff that Ryan likes to see for the most part, but it's a little bit too much to set that up, say, on the TV. We're not gonna like, or at least I watch stuff on the computer here, but she's not gonna watch stuff. Like on the computer monitor. She likes watching it, but it's not like she, you know, it has to. Wondering what this FV4202 is doing. I thought he was gonna shoot me because I accidentally backed into him. Like, some people get really offended when you do that. I'm not pushing left, or not left, right away. Oh god. I always forget that there's a rock there. We're not completely out of, or, you know, completely running away with this yet. Guy has quite a bit of armor, and there's a Conway. Oh god, there's more than Conway here. And he had the big gun. I misjudged that. I knew there was going to be a Conway, but I forgot that they swapped the Conway's gun around, and he had the high alpha one on there. You don't see too many of those around, but it got me. That's what I get for being a pinch too aggressive, but I said we're not out of this only because They did have a couple tanks up here, and they still have HP, so if they push in correctly, it could be closer than it would appear, but I think we'll have it. As long as they keep pressure on the Conway, they'll win. But 1600 damage isn't too bad. Hello, Vance. Nice to see you. Say, after last stream, I have kind of went back to I went back to drinking my old coffee setup here. Basically milk with a splash of coffee. The end of last stream, you can kind of tell, like, I drank a little bit more caffeine. I try to stay away from drinking too much of it. Like when I work in the restaurant and I get up at, you know, like 3-4 a.m. I don't drink any of it. To where I was up till like 2 a.m. like eyes wide open. I actually started watching, try to make me fall asleep. I like watching it, but there's so many episodes. One Piece, the anime, where eventually that got me tired, but I probably could have streamed for an extra 3 hours. A 57? You mean like a T-57? Right. I say sometimes, you know, like yeah. Yes, I did, FW. Finally. If you only can afford one, a 777 version 2, 140, or an IS-7. I don't know if you, what tier 10s you have already. If you don't have any, I would say go with the IS-7, because we don't really know if it's going to be the Object 777, or, you know, it's not confirmed, or how good it's going to be. Currently, it's, I would say it would be worse than the IS-7, aside from like aesthetics. It looks pretty cool. Ah, crap, I missed one shot there on that little guy. About to take a pretty big chunk of me off. Or not. Luckily he can't really fire here. I don't know what happened to him, but we're about to be, oh god. That was a wee bit of a mistake. No! There goes most of my HP, but unfortunately, that I think was the best outcome for me right here, because I'm better off staying alive, because our team's not doing bad as far as the other side goes. It's just we're not going to win given it's basically low tiers and lightly armored tanks against a T-28 Proto, an IS. That's stupid. R. To where they're still holding their ground. We have 3 tanks left there, but there we go. I was better off pulling back there for a second to make sure I wasn't gonna die. I still can die here, because it's not a one flank yet. This M6 can definitely get this IS. No. Oh god. I thought he was gonna aim at the other guy. Nope. Well, kudos on that guy for killing me. I still got 1100 damage. That guy ended up dying. I thought he would have taken a shot at the Churchill, but he passed him over to get me out. Doesn't matter in the end though, because our team, you know, we're definitely gonna win this. Their VK, had he pushed in, they probably would have been able to kill all 3 of us. They still probably would have lost given our other flank won, but yeah. Quick little match though in the comment. Not complaining here. Alright, so T57, T174, IS7. Which I'm unsure if it released it for everyone, but YouTube did a small little update for live stream chats. So it might just be for moderators, or it just might be for me on the streamer's end, to where I have a new option now to where I have it set to the old one. They call it top chat now, but I just have the all chat to where it's all good, William. But yeah, the request command, it only works with all lower cases, but I got the last two requests there. Basically, they released something called top chat to where, I don't know if anyone watches any other, say like YouTube streamers, but it filters out automatically for like the streamer, I'm guessing. Basically spam, like little like all cap things like that, and like messages deemed like unimportant for a streamer, like it automatically does it like through the AI. I don't have it enabled since, you know, we keep the chat pretty on track here. Hello Poser, nice to see you. But basically it will help, especially, you know, if you're watching, say, someone that has like 400 or 500 viewers, it will make it a little bit easier to, say, like read the chat, because it filters out a lot of, you know, small stuff. Thanks, Fix-It Man, for the ultimate challenge. I'll get to that shortly here. Hello, Vasa. Okay, so everyone can see it. I thought it might have just been like on the streamer side, because I wonder how, or not how, but I guess it does help a viewer too. Because I got like a big pop-up saying, you know, kind of reading about it to see how it works. Hello, TJD. Oh, I know. That was something. The Artie player, I guess, couldn't really keep track of both timers at the same time. Yeah, I wasn't mad at him, but it's definitely it was definitely a really ironic way to lose when he was calling everyone idiots. Alright, there's 3 Arties, so there's my one shot. Hello, Pesmed, nice to see you. Alright, the problem I have here is we didn't have anyone spot like in the center, so I didn't stick around there. Panther 2, you know, it's not really meant for like, say, brawling and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go to the bridge because I'm not gonna fight a 183 head on. Trying to track him. Ice Road, I technically could fight there, but they're most likely just gonna get RD'd down and not gonna be able to push. Trying not to hit my ISM. He just took a hit for me, but yeah. That was kind of dumb on my part. I'm trying though. There we go. Track the VK. If he doesn't have a repair kit, that would be awesome. We might get a little bit of damage on him. I'm a little bit concerned though, because we don't, you know, we have a Patriot in the center, but that's pretty much it. Outside of that, we have 3 people camping the base, you know, excluding artillery. Go, thank you, Artie. But like, the 3 people at base are practically useless, I would say. Just credit him. I credited him cover though. But like, in moments like this when I'm bottom tier, I know I can still help. It's just, I can't help unless I have like somewhere to play off of. Which, there's a nice shot from our Artie. I'm just trying to help with getting this VK down. Because I can't really round the corner. I'll basically die. Ah, he is learning. Got EPCR, so I can technically pen him. Okay, I'll take the chance here. Awesome. Just, you know, we're down by 2. E57 heavy is a concern, but our team's not really positioning right. They pushed out way too far, way too fast. And there's 3 SPGs, so they were just getting torn apart by Artie. Unfortunately, I couldn't get the track there. Honestly, at this point, though, we're down by 5. I'm actually gonna run away because, yeah, it's, you know, I'm screwed either way, but at least this way I might be able to, like, get something accomplished. But yeah, it's not looking good for us. But if there's ever a lot of Artie and you're coming from this side, you gotta defend, because if you get sucked around that corner, that's literally one of like the few spots that their SPGs can hit well. So they're all gonna be aiming there, and you're just gonna spontaneously combust when you pop around. I'm gonna take a risk. I'm just gonna push on the not the IS, the 183 here. It doesn't help though, like, that we had some tanks camping back here now. I'm just gonna take a risk and honestly push this way, because at this point I'm either gonna get one shot at, or he's going to, yeah, he's gonna hesh me and I'll have a little bit of HP left. But really is waning for my death there. But most likely, even if we did kind of fall back and, you know, say kind of defend in this area, it still would have been hard to win, given that this flank lost, and not that we had a lot of people on the bridge, but, you know, we lost the bridge too. It still would have given us a slightly better chance. This was one map that I kind of wish, you know, they didn't change much to it with the HD map rework, but I wish they would have opened it up like a little bit more. Say, like, make this flank a little bit wider over here, possibly even in this area too. But it's just one of the more, you know, restrained maps. Hello, Taffy. Nice to see you. And John too, I think. Yeah. I have a T-34 up next. Well, you know, people at the base, you can get shots on the bridge and also somewhat into like the center where some mediums and lights push, but spots like that, you know, one person I think is plenty. 2's pushing it, but 3's completely unnecessary. To where you're putting a lot of your team, and especially when there's 3 already, so you have less standard tanks, you're putting your team in a spot to where that spot's only useful if the enemy's pushing, you know, and you're able to shoot them in those specific areas. So you're hedging a pretty big bet on your team falling back without actually losing a ton of tanks. Otherwise, you know, the enemy's going to be moving up and you're going to be down like 4 or 5 tanks, and it's not really worth it. So playing slots while watching. Hello, Doug. Nice to see you. The 183, honestly, I feel like it doesn't work more than, you know, it actually helps a team. I knew what I was doing there. I was either gonna die from AP or Hesh, or barely have enough HP like because the Hesh hit me, like say on the track or my upper plate or something. But the 183, you know, it's a tank to where unless you get like a certain map that it actually works, a lot of times it's really hard to actually utilize that gun. Hello, Anta, nice to see you. Yeah. After the last stream, I played that last stream once, the VK3002D. I really like it. Last time I played the T34 here, I went to center, but I'm not going to go to center this time. The T67's out there, but it doesn't look like we're going to have too much support. We have, let's see, 5, possibly 6 people going to the valley. Or at least going to the valley side and then camping there. Not sure I want to make that journey. Hello, Costas. Thanks for tipping Levi and Lily here a biscuit. Uber. Kind of waiting to see where my team sets up. I don't want to get kind of confined in the town if I can help it. You never know if the enemy's going to make like a big push early on or something. I highly doubt I'm going to use my HE, so I might as well fire a couple shots there. You never know when you're going to get lucky and hit one of their TDs. Like, say I hit like a T67 with one of those HE shells, it would sting them a little bit. Got a couple people in the town, still not as much as I would like, but the longer we wait, the harder it is for us. We don't have anyone spotting the center road. Really, yeah, we're kind of lucky the enemy put that many people in the... Oh god. Yeah, there we go. Let's say I'm gonna tactically back up here. That IKV has a pretty nasty gun on him. My gun just, you know, not too much damage. Go, at least he missed. I knew he didn't have really good accuracy, so I was just popping back and forth there, hoping he wouldn't hit me, and it worked out. I need to be careful not to get hit from their TDs in the center. Come on. My gun, there we go. I definitely know they have at least 1 or 2 people there. But I shouldn't be spotted now. But the enemy, they put more people in the valley than we did, and I thought we had too many. A leap of faith here. Get myself right here to spot this T67. You're a goner. That Matilda doesn't matter too much to me. Crap. I hate T67s. I think everybody does. But pretty decent battle here. 800 damage, 800 assists. Luckily, you know, even with the HD rework, you know, putting a lot of people in Valley is never the best idea. It will be a little bit more viable. It's just, you know, it's a flank to where you have to, you know, you have to basically hope that you outnumber the enemy by a fairly significant margin or else you're going to take a ton of damage because you have to push directly into them. You can get hit by RD, you can get hit by TDs. In the valley, when it gets reworked, it's going to be a little bit easier to push through. They changed the ground to where there's less terrain resistance on some of it. And then I might actually get popped here by the M4. Oh, my turret's actually out. That's a shame. I'll actually go after Artie. Might as well. I'm probably still gonna die. Yeah. But oh well. Of course he hit my turret. It's still not gonna be great though. They do lower this little ridge, or not the ridge, but the little bump in the center. They lower that down a little bit to where it's gonna be easier and harder to push over. It depends on what tanks you have there, but I would still never recommend doing that unless you know that you're gonna win it quick. Oh, I know, people seal clubbing in T67s. Hey buddy, you want another biscuit? Here you go. I don't really know where to give. You want one? Here you go. Lily has definitely claimed Levi's bed there. But decent match, top 3 damage. Experience top 2, given that I had a little bit of assist damage, but yeah, it all worked out in the end. So let me get to, before it gets too far in, I'll do the ultimate challenge here. Just gotta pull it up. So basically I'm gonna have to do 2.5 times the HP total of tank. Let's see what it's gonna select for me here. I'm gonna have to win or lose in a tier 10 medium tank. Go. I messed up OBS for a second here. Fix that. So, tier 10 medium tank. Whoops. Okay, last time I did the 140. I think what I want to do, honestly. Why don't I pick the M48? I've done a lot too. It's between one of these guys. Why don't I pick the AMX 30B here? It's something different. Alright, so I'm gonna have to do 2.5 times the HP total here, so 1900. Got to get to 4,750 damage a system block here. Hello, CJ. Yeah, the T67, in a way. No, it's tier 10. The only options I have up on it are, it has like basically for the fields I have tier 10 like separated into everything except for SPGs. And then other than that, I have tier 9, 8, and 7, and then I don't go anywhere below that. Because honestly, mid tiers, it's either extremely hard in mid tiers, like if you're in bottom tier on like a map that doesn't work for the tank, to get to like your HP total, or it's a little too easy because the HP values are pretty low. Those two tanks against each other, it all depends honestly on the specific map and matchup, to be honest. Now I didn't really get a good map here, to be honest, because like part of the, it seems like I get Himmelsdorf a ton when I have these challenges in medium tanks. I don't know what it is about it, but you know, it is difficult, you know, say on my end when I know I have to get to like 2.5 times here, because a lot of basically the spotting gets out, you know, thrown out the window. You can't bounce too much, but basically a lot of times when you're shooting somebody, you have 1, 2, 3 tanks, you know, they're able to hit you in return, so it's hard to, you know, stay alive. I'm still gonna do my best here. It's all gonna kind of hedge on whether or not we win the hill fast enough, given that we don't have anybody here. You need at least, you know, a tank here to kind of hold them. Hello, Vance. I think I saw you a little earlier, but hello. Luckily, though, there's no arties, so I don't have to worry too much just yet. I'm gonna wait for my tanks to, well, I was about to say actually get up here first, but we have a slight issue with them already pushing here. Yeah. Replace slight issue with large issue. I've got to help with this TVP though to take advantage of him reloading. A little bit of a gamble given that this WZ can't kill him here. Go. I'll actually stick with this WZ. I can get one shot in before this 183 becomes a threat. There's some TDs behind me, but the 183 backed off. Well, for now. Keeping an eye on him on the mini-map. Luckily, he is not pushing over, but I'm definitely going to have to head back. I don't want to push over there. Come on. I don't think you guys realize that there's as many tanks as there are. I don't think they're going to cap us out. The problem that we're going to have is nobody's following me. Well, now we might actually have a problem with them capping us out, honestly. Problem I have here is I don't want to take stupid. Oh my god, I don't know how that didn't pen him. They pushed off the cap though. I can almost feel, honestly, that they are going to. Which I don't think I'm gonna win this, honestly, because we're actually gonna go for a cap here. I'll try against this IS-3 again. It's just I don't have any backup, and I guess missed another shot here. The accuracy on this sometimes is not your best friend. Just gonna go for an auto aim there, but unfortunately I missed that too. But yeah, we capped them out. So at least we got a win, but congrats on winning the challenge, Fix It Man. The only way I was going to get that is if I actually hit the shots on the IS-3A, but the downside of the AMX-30B compared to some other high-tier mediums, penetration's a little bit lower. I should have been able to pen him, though. But the accuracy is pretty unreliable. 2,700 damage, though. I had to reach, what, 4,750, so I'm nowhere close to this. But I still played that pretty well there. It's just, it ended a little bit too soon, given that we capped, but that was the right choice. But compared to some other mediums, 0.36 accuracy is a little bit low. Say, like, comparing it to, like, an M46 that has 0.36 as well. It looks like it's the same, however, when you factor in on the move accuracy, it's completely different. The AMX-30B, even though they have the same value, on the move, it basically expands a lot more, whereas the M48 stays roughly the same size. So it's something to where, on paper, the 30B, it looks like the gun's a little bit more reliable than it is, but sometimes it trolls you like that. Because when I bounced off the IS-3A's front, I most likely hit the lower glacis, you know, shooting down at it. That's why it bounced off. But congrats, Fix It Man, on winning. It's all good. You don't have to say sorry. That's where, like, ultimate challenges, honestly, you know, it's a toss-up whether I win them or not. But I always, you know, Give it my all even. Wrong tier here. Like I wasn't gonna play that differently to where I could have, instead of like I kept pushing around on that T-54 and the AMX 1390. Instead of doing that, I could have like bum rushed all their tanks near our base and try to get like damage and assist on them and stuff. Didn't make sense, you know, as far as winning, so I'm not gonna just go straight for damage and stuff. Poser, you keep asking about the Object 268V4. It's a good tank, yes. I have a few videos out of it. Basically, the armor frontally, the only reason people are complaining about it, you know, and think it's broken, it's not like completely overpowered and nothing can't kill it. It's basically it's balanced around premium rounds having like a decent chance to bounce off of it from tier 10s, and like if you're in an 8 or like a non-elite tier 9, even premium rounds on those struggle to even penetrate the weak spots. And basically the speed combined with the thick armor, it doesn't play like a TD. You basically have a medium tank without a turret that can full speed ram things, and like it can ram, say like an Object 268V4, if it rams say like a Super Conqueror or like a T110E5 and stuff, you're going to cause a crap ton of damage to it given the speed, thickness of armor, and the weight's not too far off. And then you smack it with 650 damage, and unless they hit you in your cupola or chuck gold at you, and if they can't flank you, then you're basically going to kill them. It's a bad balance, or a poorly balanced tank, I should say. That's where it's good if you leverage kind of its strengths, but you know, it's not basically undefeatable. Yeah, like the 257, it's one tank to where, you know, that's another tank to where I don't think it's too good. It's just the balancing, it's not implemented correctly. It sounds like the same thing, but you know, it's basically, you know, there's a few tanks that they added in with this past patch that don't really work too well when it comes to balancing. I credit him. Unfortunately, you know, IS hit him, I think, with HE and he didn't die. Which, you know, there is a article up on worldoftanks.com basically publicly stating, you know, I mentioned it a few weeks ago, basically the Wargaming office in California is closing down and they're moving to Austin, Texas. So with that, there is some changes to where crap, I missed that shot. That's bad. I missed that too. I'm not doing very well here. I guess I'm gonna push out here because now that they know I'm here, they're not gonna push out further. But yeah, I really screwed the pooch with the T30 here. I tend to do that a lot in this tank. What I was trying to say though is, so the Wargaming NA office is closing and they're moving, and who knows how many people are gonna make the leap over to where their new office is located. But with it, so we have tank rewards running until mid-March. With it, tank rewards is going to take a break after this current one that just started with the new missions. Now, a lot of people are like, Wargaming, they're gonna close the North American server, you know, basically mid-year and it's dead. And thank you, Artie. I kind of deserve getting hit by Artie, honestly, right now, to be honest. So I'm not upset. I actually should have started turning my turret a lot earlier too for this ISM. but basically it just comes down to the tankrewards.com. Wargaming NA manually runs it. You know, they dole out the points, they dole out and basically put up the missions, they give the rewards and stuff too, to where since they're having an office move, there's going to be nobody, you know, to kind of oversee it during the move until they get everything set back up. It's just one thing to where, you know, people are definitely complaining about it, which, you know, it stinks that it's going to go on a undetermined as far as how long it's going to be down. It might just be a month, might be 2 months, who knows. But I already see people basically doom and gloom. Seen so many different events to where people say the NA server's dead. It's been going on for like 6 or 7 years. But I believe this month it's the Prima Victoria you might be able to win if you get enough points. Unfortunately, you know, I missed 2 shots early on that I could have hit. He's, I was about to say, he's going to be able to kill me. I took a really quick shot and then unfortunately got RD'd and I couldn't get back in time. He could have shot me, but I took a really bad shot because I was afraid of getting hit by the Type 4. I might get RD'd here, but I'm gonna use my APCR. Really hope that he didn't hit me. I don't know why our SU-122 is still back there, but he might actually get me here. Oop. Sorry, Mr. Tiger 1. I'm trying. Already saved me. I don't have too much. Yeah, I don't have too much to go on except for if I got close, but I don't. That IS. The IS just decided to push on Object 263 by himself. Yeah. We're most likely still gonna win this, but it's all gonna hedge on whether our RDs are actually going to, thank God, kill the Type 4. I was kind of surprised though that the IS went off on his own. Hey, this guy's finally moving now, but yeah, I definitely screwed up in the beginning on the T-30. Still ended up with 2,700 damage, but I could have done a lot better there, even with the RD hitting me. But oh well, I was too busy blabbering on about other stuff. Alright, so let me get into a Strev 103B. Then I'm going to get into a Grinder 2 before you get into the T-57 Heavy. Well, yeah, the North American population, like you said, it's been stable, if not slowly, very slowly, increasing over the years. But it was, basically the population was higher, I'd say, year 2, year 3 on the NA server compared to what it is now. If I'm not mistaken, say prime time was like high 20 something thousand to like 30,000 people. Currently prime time, say like weekends, or you know, just say like 7 p.m. to like say 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have like 23,000 people. So the population dropped a little bit from then, but it's actually gone up in the past couple years, just very slightly. To where, hello Few, nice to see you, and Merlin. Well, yeah, who knows how many people are going to go to Austin from Wargaming, we'll see. Like, I think we'll still see, like, Meathead Militia, he'll, it is basically, they had to reapply for their jobs, but I think the people that we see, like, they're public figures, like Meathead, the Chieftain, they wouldn't, like, get turned down if they reapplied. But I feel like I know the esports person, which is why esports and tournaments on NA basically got canceled for this year. He's not making the jump over. Who knows if they're going to replace that position right away, or they have to find a new person who actually is qualified. But as far as the NA server, like, I feel like the main reason why it didn't, like, say, grow as large as the others is, as far as the North American population, like, a lot of, like, say, Europe, Russian and stuff, there's a lot more, I guess, like, culture or something that are into tanks. Not that people in North America don't care about tanks, but it's more the people that are going to play this on the NA that make up, like, a huge population. They would play it more for, like, the gaming experience. Like, I know you guys and even myself don't exactly fit completely into that, but, like, I do kind of slate towards, I play this because I like the competitiveness of it, and also there's a lot of different options, and it's, it's fun, and I like PvP stuff. But I feel like a lot of players that jump into this, you're greeted with, tier 1 to 4, which is one of the worst experiences you could imagine, and you're at a disadvantage, and it's not fair. Like, the crew setup, not having equipment, and not only is the learning curve high, but also, you're kind of, basically you're getting screwed over from the start, which I feel like in the US specifically, some people say, well, this isn't fun. Like, I'm in I'm in like a little tractor with a machine gun on it, getting killed by like T-67s and stuff. So they basically go pop over to a different game. Alright, so I guess I'm not going on this side because my team has decided to forsaken this side, but whatever. Doesn't make sense to sit out here, honestly, at this point. I can add the T10 on, yes. There is a request command. Sometimes I do kind of lose tank requests if you don't use the command. You just type !point request, press space, and type a tank name. Hello, Andre, nice to see you. But as far as like the population on the NA server, for a game as old as World of Tanks, like, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with the next update, given 1.0 gonna have a couple new tanks most likely, the tier 10s, and also completely new graphics. The population sitting around like a peak of 20, the mid 20s as far as people on concurrently at prime time. Better than pretty much any other game I could imagine outside of, say, a select few when it comes to a game this old. Like, this is the 10-year anniversary of World of Tanks coming up. It's like June, July, or August. Like, there's not many games that you can consider being updated as much as World of Tanks that are still around. Like, I think League of Legends is up there. And I forget, like, World of Warcraft, but that's, it's a different genre. What do you mean about that few? I was about to say, few people have asked me about that. His video honestly came out on the first test server, if you're referencing that, and it's changed since then. But I have a full video about the 257, like its armor and stuff, and I talk about it there. I actually just talked about it a few minutes ago, where basically the 257, I feel like in its current state, it's not, say, undefeatable and basically overpowered, but it's basically just poorly balanced, with a lot of its side armor basically being tied around overmatch mechanics, which I guess the enemy, their TD still might be over there, but they didn't push the one line, thankfully for us. I'm gonna start moving up because didn't work out like I thought to where they'd push. I was gonna say I might be able to get a hit on the E4, but no. But yep, at least my team did a decent job in a town. We're only up by 1 now, so it still could have go either way here. Yeah, I agree with that, Reverse. Like, to me, the grind in World of Tanks, like, there's not a huge emphasis, in my opinion, for, like, a new player to get straight to tier 10. Like, to me, mid-tiers, when I push through, like, this is, you know, back in 2011 now, were enjoyable. The game now, though, since they haven't really touched that low-tier, mid-tier experience, I would say until you get to, like, tier 6, it's kind of miserable. But it's just something to where, like, I honestly don't blame new players basically getting burned out on the game before they actually reach, say, like tier 5 or so in today's game. But Wargaming, they've stated time after time, like last year they stated they were going to fix it, and all they did was add in a new tutorial. This year they stated they are going to fix the new player experience again, but it looks like that mainly revolves around, if you go off of the rumors that people are spewing around, they're going to basically, I think the current most likely proposal I've seen is they're going to keep the current crew system. However, they're going to remove like the 50-70% crew like retraining and stuff. Every crew member is going to be 100%, you know, if you have it trained for a specific tank. Keep the crew skills the same. Might, you know, make 6 cents a universal skill for everybody. But the main thing is just removing that base qualification for a crew member, like the 50-75% stuff, and everything's just going to be 100%, which I think, you know, would be a very nice change. I personally would like it because I get I get a little tired having to, since I, you know, keep so many tanks in my garage, having to retrain so many people. I didn't really do a great job this match, but I was playing it really safe, you know, given that I was in the Strava 103B here, but my team did a good job, and the enemy team kind of did the same thing as us, except for they had a couple more tanks over here that never pushed early, which is why we were able to win by a pretty big margin. Well, I wouldn't say that Object 257 couldn't work in the game. It's just, I don't think it's balanced appropriately right now. Like, I could see if, like, I'll look at the tank real quick here, but honestly, I go through it every stream now, and I don't mind answering questions, but, you know, saying the same thing stream after stream, getting, you know, that's one thing. I guess I could see removing this so I don't have to talk about it a ton. But basically, the 257, how I would see it rebalanced. Granted, I wish Wargaming, you know, this is 2 years ago at this point. The community, honestly, is kind of at fault because Wargaming wanted to remove the 2x and 3x overmatch rule and make it more like an equation to where it wouldn't strictly be based on caliber size. It would still influence it, but so the 257, 45 millimeters basically up until here. It was 40, and before that 65. Basically how the tank was designed, it should be, I think it's 30 or 35 millimeters, basically from this tip up to about the front, or not the front, but the top of the tracks here. And then from here to here, I believe was supposed to be the thicker bit, so a little bit higher than it is now. So you would be able to penetrate it still, and basically, you know, say from here down you could penetrate it. Basically from this little bit you wouldn't be able to, and then from here up you can pen it. I could see that working better, but I don't think it should be removed from the game because Like personally, I don't have a problem fighting against it. Like I know where to penetrate it. Most people that, you know, say look at say like my weak spot guides or look on like tanks.gg or something at the armor can see where they need to penetrate it, as long as you know, remind yourself not to shoot at that lower hole if you can't overmatch it. But yeah, I don't really care too much that you can't track it and damage it behind the hull at the same time, as long as it's balanced around that, which, you know, but that's my opinion on it. Hello, Scrub, nice to see you. So one thing they did try, it doesn't work perfectly, but I think it's only for tier 1 and 2, to where there is a separate matchmaking queue, unless it goes beyond, you know, say several minutes, which a lot of times it does, at least on NA, to where it does try to weed out people with a certain amount of battles out of tier 1 and 2, so new players don't play against them. I think it might actually go up to tier 3, but I think it's just tier 1 and 2. You know, it wouldn't work for several reasons, you know, especially if it's low population times. I think in a way, if they expand it under PvE mode to where, say it's like World of Warships, to where you can play it but you earn a little bit less experience and credits than PvP, that would help newer players if that's what they're thrown into to start with, more than it is now, because they do get experience, I believe, from I think it's like 5 or 10 proving ground matches, so they are trying that. And then on top of that, I feel like if they remove equipment from lower tiers or make it so it's cheaper, I think the cheaper option would be better, so people can still kind of get the hang of equipment at low tiers. Basically, you know, say tier 1 equipment would cost, I don't know, 5,000 credits per piece instead of the sometime 100,000 to put like a piece of equipment on. Basically, you know, just tweaks to the current system, I feel like would do wonders. It would still be hard for newer players, but they would at least be on an equal playing field, except for, you know, or not except, instead of having, say, like a 50% crew, no equipment on their tank, no consumables on their tank, and, you know, they're just at such a big disadvantage that it doesn't even matter if, say, a veteran player is really bad, because they're just going to have such a huge leg up over them due to those kind of circumstances. I say Levi will be happy when he gets his new toy. Alright, I guess I'm going to shoot at him. It's just, unfortunately, they have quite a few people over here. We put a bit of our heavy tanks up in the north, which always surprises me, but it's just not, we're not really set up very well here. We lost 2 people already. I'm not really in a tank that can like tank damage, which is a problem, but I need to start shooting somebody. It's just, trying to pen this guy is, yeah, gonna be next to impossible. I think he's back here, but he's not spotted now. It just, this kind of sucks. Yeah, and I guess got hit by the BK, of course. I want to finish him off, but better off reloading, I feel like. I could have shot one at the T-34, but this is coming down to our team. We lost 2 people, especially our light. It's just poor pushing. Like, this LTTP's not making it any better. Like, I could be up there with him, but I feel like if I'm gonna stay out there, I'm not gonna be able to survive past just my one clip here. We are up by 2 though. It just, we still have a pretty big concentration of tanks in our base. You know, a couple of them are arty, but it still doesn't bode well for the long haul here. I don't think that IS-7 is going to push up far enough for me to get a shot. He has to basically get right next to that Centurion for me to actually hit him. He's getting close, but I still wouldn't have a shot right at this point. But if I can get these T-54 Mod 1s out, that would be awesome. LTTB is coming in to where I kind of wanted you to... Ah, crap, that's a big mistake. He's actually... Yep, he's gonna get my ammo rack. I need to push this way. Already got me. Yep, I'm dead. Unless I get really... I got lucky there. But I'm still tracked, so I can't keep up with... Nope, he's got me now. I was say I can't keep up with him given that I was tracked, but... See, that's where Artie... He wasn't causing much damage to me, but if that Artie didn't hit me, I would have killed that T-54 Mod 1. But, oh well. This guy never even loaded into the match. I guess he crashed and decided he wasn't going to play. So that's awesome, but we still can win this. We're up by 1. It's just that IS-7 is going to be extremely difficult to deal with. Thank you, Assassin, for the host over on Twitch. Thank you very much. Yeah, Levi's, he's popping around here. So I have a... I'm gonna pop into a grind here before I get to my next, let me get to the ISM here, before I get to my next request in the T110E4 here. Thanks again, Assassin. Hello, Kona. I know the batch. You know, I'm not even gonna get angry there that the Artie killed me. I was a little bit out of cover, but you know, maybe if I had pushed on the other side, I could have survived. But I missed that one shot against the T-54 Mod 1. You know, even though I killed him with the third, or now my fourth and final shot, but you know, I could have played it a little bit differently there. What are my thoughts about the EU region? Well, the EU doesn't exactly get the the best specials, but you know, I don't know. Like the NA gets really good specials because you know it's kind of needing a little bit of an incentive to play, but I don't know. I don't think they get shafted as much as people say, like from looking at the events. Like the current one winning like a Valentine for the little mini marathon, that's kind of a not really a good reward. You little dog. Sam, Levi's distracting me because he's trying to chew his paw apart. But I don't know, I don't play on EU that much. I only play when I need to get battles in to post on the forums. But I don't know. To me, I always compare it to, you know, when I started World Tanks in like 2011, to where we were lucky just to get events on the weekends, like specials and like sales, to where currently there's personal missions, there's sales, there's marathons, there's tank rewards like on NA server. There's so much going on that, you know, to me sometimes there's only I can't talk right here. There's almost there's almost too many things going on sometimes where I complete a mission and I'm like, oh, didn't even know that there was a mission going on. Oh god, I got myself too far out. Yep, I deserve to get hit by him. I don't know why they're pushing, but I shouldn't have pushed exactly where I did, because I knew I was going to get shot there. Oh god, there's a T-30. He's not aiming at me though. Crap. Can't pen him. Might be able to pen him. He has got ammo racked. Oh lordy. Thanks for tipping Levi a new toy, Scrub. Well, everyone loses out on the tank rewards sites, honestly, except for NA. That's specifically run from the NA office, and after this next one, given that the NA office is moving from California to Texas, they're actually putting a hold on that for at least a month, if not longer. Which, looking at my tank request list, if anyone does have, you know, any tanks they'd like to request, feel free to pop some more on. I have plenty of time to take some more here. I did not pick the right spot here to where getting yourself down here and you're outnumbered by the enemy. It's just waiting for them, honestly, to end us at this point. Luckily, they're taking their sweet time, but our other side needs to get a move on it here. Crap. Yep, I'm on the... I'd be on the chopping block next here. The armor on the ISN, it's good, but it's not going to protect you against stuff unless you're side scraping or like a lower tier shooting you. Yeah, here comes Mr. T-30. Alright, so let me, thanks for tipping Levi a toy. I'll go grab him one here. Somebody's excited. Which, this was his last new one we had. I already have one of these, but we bought him a second one. Do you want the new one? Thanks for tipping him. I'll swap over to his little camera. For anyone who hasn't watched the stream before, Levi, he's the stream mascot. You know, my dog. He's here basically every stream. At least, yeah, my team's still in this, but it could go either way. I'm gonna pop onto the T110E4 here. But thanks for spoiling him a little bit, Scrub. So T110E4 up next here. I actually forgot. Let me start a raffle here too. Thank you, Kirsch. West. No problem, Reverse. I say, I do my best to answer, you know, pretty much anything you guys throw at me, as long as, you know, it's relevant and appropriate. Hey, don't chew him apart. He's trying to rip his apron off. And then even, you know, if you're watching from Twitch, my chat commands don't work over there, but, you know, still feel free. You can request tanks. And I still add them up here. There isn't a chat bot right now that I can get that has all the features I want to work across both at the same time. Thank you very much, Andre, for the subscription too, over on YouTube here. But Oh, yeah, premium rounds, there's a lot that they could do about them. I feel like at low tiers, a lot of times it's a waste to throw them, to be honest, because outside of like a few tanks, and they mainly start around like tier 4, most things can penetrate each other fairly decently. That's a cat for you. The cats I'm watching right now, they do the same thing. Levi, he's up to, you can kind of see him behind me a little bit. All the toys at the bottom in the closet there. He's up to about, I'd say about 45 toys here. Maybe even broke 50. Most of them came from you guys too. So he's a little spoiled. Since I'm watching my brother's dog, but she's just kind of being a slug over there and not getting up. He was kind of, I guess, showing off to her and pulling all of his toys out and playing with them. She played with a few of them the other day, but he wouldn't let her touch certain ones. Alright. I know better than to push up here in a T110E4 without this being spotted, but I'm gonna do it anyway. It's just the 907 technically can hit me, like he just spotted me here. Was hoping I can get a shot on him, and of course I crit it and no damage. That's what I get for not aiming more, but at least I didn't get blasted from, say, a tank back here, because they could have like a Strev 103B back there if he reposition. Hello, Cosmin, nice to see you. Which tonight, for anyone who wasn't here last stream, so my one Tuesday night stream where I do a game opposite of World of Tanks, we'll be playing Dreadnought. So that's basically tanks in space, so spaceships. Pretty much the same concept though. This 907 didn't beat them because the 907's a little bit too strong. It beat them because they stupidly pushed into him, and he's not the only tank there. And I'm kind of screwed at this point because I don't really have that many tanks to fall back on. Like, I'm gonna have to start making some risky pushes here because we're down by 4, and I'm the only tank left on this flank, so I'm next on the chopping block. It's a matter of when they decide to push on me, I guess. Which Dreadnought actually got an update. It was about 4 days ago at this point. They added in a couple different changes to like the hangar and end game screens and balancing. Things look a little bit more refined now. It's technically still in a beta. They're probably like, where'd that E4 go? I actually screwed up there because I don't want that 257 to get himself isolated like that, because he can flank me. I'm gonna have to take a little bit of a risk, but at this point we're down by 8 tanks. Let's say 257, you got good armor, but not against this gun here. Maybe if I had a smaller caliber. But at least I can't get flanked here until, yeah, the inevitable horde comes my way here. I don't think I can take that shot, but I have a 907 I'm not going to be able to spot. Kind of resigned myself to taking damage from him at this point. Yeah, he's out that way, so really my only hope is to die. Got 4k damage, but really it was over once we lost people pushing out here. You never want to do that on assault until you kind of have a decent footing here, but just me being there, it didn't, you know, I'm not going to be able to like push and spot the people that they have further back. But oh well. Can't win them all. Great, let me get the... Which congrats on winning the raffle too. Scrub. Is the Artie gonna die soon? Yeah, the Artie should die soon. I don't have that tank, Cosmin. Sorry. I do have a tank request list. You know, feel free to look at it. It's in my video description. Or if you're watching on Twitch, I really do need to update some of my links there. If you guys pop over to wotguru.com and hit the live stream section, you'll see tank request list. Has all 367 tanks, I think I'm at now, that you can request me to play during the stream. I have an IS-7 up next here. But most of the time when you see a team lose that bad, a lot of people either got only one shot's worth of damage off or lower. And a lot of these people were the ones that pushed south and just basically pushed right in front of a lot of their guns here. So I have an IS-7 up next here. Get another cruise skill. I'll go for situational awareness. I'd say the raffle, it's basically starts at 500. I haven't really gotten any ace matches today, so it hasn't bumped up any. It says Lobobo's not found. He's in there. The word to give command is, you know, it's not the easiest thing when it's based off of the username, but Bobo is in the viewer list, of course. Rizv, you know, it was up in the tank request list, so I have it here and it's actually up there again. Where this side, if you look right above the mini map, you'll see tank request queue. Basically from the upper left corner, it works its way down, and basically they're all viewer requests. So up next I have the 257. I've got a grind after that. If you see Levi up there, that basically means it's, you know, just a random pick on my end. Well, yeah, Nicolette. When it comes to, like, whenever I see people complain about matchmaking and stuff, you know, it's basically in any online game, like, where you have random battles. Like, it's not always called random battles in other games, but basically, it's something that every PvP games has online, that where if you want a more, you know, kind of balanced and not always say fair, but basically you're playing more competitively, play ranked battles, play clan wars, skirmishes, you know, stuff like that. I know it's not always the easiest to say, like, grind them and stuff, but they are at least available to where, compared to, you know, matchmaking years ago, outside of, I don't think that they should base it on performance based, to be honest, because that would pose some other issues. But random battles, at least the matchmaking is a little bit more fair now, to where it's ±2. They at least try to mirror teams as far as, like, the specific amount of TDs, heavies, stuff like that. Where you used to get matches to where, you know, you'd have like 5, like back then there was less tanks, like say 5 T110E5s and 4 IS-7s, you know, giving you 9 tier 10 tanks. Hopefully my math's right there. Compared to, like, your team might have gotten like I don't know, like 5 or 6 total tier 10s, and you'd be down a few top tiers, and it would give you like extra tier 8s instead of giving you like a tier 7 tank. You know, just stupid stuff like that, how the matchmaking used to be. This is gonna turn really bad here, but I've kind of dug my grave here if they push a lot of tanks this way, which I feel like they're not gonna have a ton in the beginning, but they will end up having more than us in the long run. Let's say this is no bueno. Nope. Hoping he has heat, but he doesn't. I don't even know why I chose to go out here, given that I saw how many people were heading out here, but it's still losing this much ground in the beginning. And also, you know, the tanks that go with it is kind of unsettling. But hey, I gave you more help than I probably should have. Not that I did much there, but me staying there was not going to salvage that side in the least bit. At this point, the best thing I can do is get myself into some cover. Trying to hit things on the move with this at that range is not going to work out very well. Really wish my team would realize that we basically lost the entire map, and trying to push the peninsula with all of their heavy tanks is not really going to work. But at this point, oh lord, that flew off into the distance, never to be seen again. I liked playing the IS-7, however times like this where your accuracy's not working, it's really frustrating. Well, E5, if you're complaining about the cupola and the armor on the, you know, T110 E5, don't go to a spot where you're brawling against tanks with more alpha than you, a lot of armor, and basically try to fight a little bit further away in that tank. I did actually hit the 121, I believe, at range, that last blind shot. But that's where the T110 E5 struggles a little bit when you're fighting against like TDs and super heavies up close. He would have been better off coming out on our side to help us out, but fortunately, a little bit too late for that. The best I'm able to do is squeak out more damage here, but on my little rock here. So close. Oh crap. Let's say I can get hit by the 268. At least I'll kill 907 for, I guess, pride reasons, because he was the one that kind of did us in on that side. Yeah. This did not go very well for our team, though. I don't know why he's chucking HE. It doesn't bother me too much, given, well, my gun hasn't worked at all this battle, but I'm taking a lot of long-range shots, so. Here we go. How long can I survive here? Already has at least given me a helping hand there by not There, now already took a shot at me by not completely annihilating me. I know. I keep forgetting that as far as pointing which way on my webcam, I could, you know, kind of switch it around. I do have that option, but then I feel like it would be confusing. I don't like how it looks if I switch to, you know, kind of horizontal view. But I keep forgetting that pointing this way is actually, yeah. Yes and no, the large battles, yeah. It removes a little bit from the queue, but, you know, 30v30, I feel like people have been wanting larger battles for a long time, so that's the primary reason they added them in. But unfortunately, we got a loss here. Top 2 damage. I could have gotten more had I actually taken better shots, but we just got screwed over by... Unfortunately, Serene Coast isn't being rebalanced very much in the next patch with the new maps, but part of the problem I see with it, especially from that side, is so much of your team pushes that little peninsula that's cut off, and you don't really have an easy time pushing through there unless the enemy completely forgets about it and sends like 1 or 2 tanks there. So you're trying to plow through basically most of the enemies, like heavies and like high alpha TVs. Meanwhile, your other side basically is just screwed over and you lose. Coming from the side we're at, more often than not you see teams win from that side if they win that hill, because it's slightly closer to your flank, or not flank, your team, than the other team. So if you push it early and you win it early, the other team's at a pretty huge disadvantage. So it's basically just people picking the wrong flank. And honestly, sitting in the base like a lot of people do in tank destroyers is the wrong thing. You're better off trying to help your team regardless of the flank that you pick. Because sitting in the base, you're, you know, kind of what I did. If you can run back to it, great later on, but sitting there in the beginning isn't going to help. Our team, for whatever reason, is deciding to throw away our advantage that we have getting to the flag side, which is a little scary. I'm hoping... Okay, it's an Udez. That's not terrible for me, but I don't have a good shot on him, given the gun depression. His E4, thank God he did not hit me. But I have a very big problem in that at least they got the hill. However, in counter mode, the town is very important, and our side usually has the leg up on getting to it and getting the better position. Now the E4, he can overmatch me. The same with... Okay, no, the E75 can't, but the E4 definitely can. And I missed him. I thought he was a little bit further away. I don't care about the cap right now. I just would rather kill him. E4, I think he's aiming at me, but I have at least a charioteer up here with me now. I'll take a waiver that I can get past him. Zero damage crit. Does not bode well for me. It's just if they're able to push on me, I need to land these hits. But our team, at least, we're up by 1. We do have better map control than they do now, as long as don't lose the town here. I was angled a little bit poorly there. This is where, if he doesn't know where to shoot me, the Udez, I will be really well off here. Given he only has a 120mm gun, Same with the E75. I'm gonna... Oh, he's not even paying attention to me right now. But I can basically pull over angled against them, and if they don't hit me on the upper side hull, they're just gonna bounce off. This E4 though is starting to reposition. Conqueror. Battle. So I wanted to make sure I got him out. Awesome. Very nicely done. Crap. Cracked me. But this is where the 257 can be a little bit unbalanced if there's tanks that can't overmatch you, which is what I'm seeing here. You just keep your side armor decently angled. If they don't hit you on the upper end of it, they're not going to be able to pen. This 263 can pen me potentially, but I'm trying to squeak out and get him. Got a little bit of a high roll there, which is nice. Hello, Tunster and Gremlin. Nice to see you guys. I probably missed it. Sorry, Tunster. Which I'll have to catch up on chat in a minute here. IS-3 is playing fairly well to where I'm pretty sure he fell back, if I'm not mistaken. But I actually want to get over to the large building here. I think I might make that jump now. 263 isn't able to hit me. But getting over here, a little bit harder for their arty to hit me. Don't have a shot on him. Ooh, that was really close. It'd be very nice if I had someone right to my right here. But they've got to push the town, or else I'm just gonna cap them. I guess I shouldn't hit that tree because now they know where I'm at. But this is where, coming from the northern team, a lot of times you should leverage this advantage that you have. He's gonna be able to reset me here. Yep, he's got HE. I'm just gonna make sure that I keep him out there for my team to hit him. Crap. No! Thanks for killing him. I took a panic shot there. Given I wasn't gonna have a better shot before I reload it. Feel bad for IS-3 because he played that well. It's just my team is actually playing this pretty poorly. Because right now they just pop back to where their 263 and their other tanks are kind of set up to hit where they're going to be pushing on this FV 4202. But given that it's still fairly close and they don't have a ton of HP for the grill and the T-54 and the T-32, I'm just going to see what happens here. Hey, here's the prototype and the Panther 2. Not too afraid of the Panther 2, although with premium it does hurt a bit. Crap. Awesome. Took a little bit more damage than I wanted to, but it still worked out. Thank God. But this is where you got to take advantage of what the map gives you. And I knew that this building protects me from arty, and even though they can push on me like that from both sides, my teammates are able to shoot and kill them. If my teammates didn't help me at all, I definitely would be screwed, but that's a different problem of its own. I screwed up though. The T-28 Proto, he hit me right here. Had I just turned my side to him and he shot me anywhere except for the top bit, I would have as easily deflected it. At this point, I could go kill Artie, but I'm just gonna sit on the cat. I'll let the VK go kill him, honestly. Because the likelihood of us losing is, you know, is low, but say I went up there and for whatever reason the artillery killed me and our team didn't pull anything off, yeah. But we definitely got this now. Thank you very much, Tunster, for the super chat tip. Let me actually update the goal here. Thank you very much, though. I actually forgot to add in the last one, so let me fix that right now. You know, I was forgetting to do something before the stream, but thank you very much, Tunster. Got that all fixed up. Got a Mastery Badge 2nd class here. Steel Wall Award. Pretty good amount of damage, 3,300. If I had played it a little bit more aggressively, I probably would have gotten more, but trying to play it safe there, given that we weren't exactly working extremely well as a team there, but still got a win, so I'm happy. Nice. Let me add in ISM 34100 and the ELC EVEN 90. Hello, Marga. Nice to see you. And JT, nice to see you too. Alright, so I have a grind up next. Let me do the TVP here. So Scrub, take a look. I have a full weak spot guide for the 257. It's either go on wotcougar.com or in my videos here you'll see weak spots if you go to my main channel page. Basically you want to shoot, if you don't have basically 136 millimeters or above for your caliber, you don't want to shoot below here. If you have say 120 millimeters, you won't overmatch it. So basically you want to shoot the upper side on the Object 257 from the side. That's the weakest area. It's about 200 millimeters effective. Hello, Oiful. Nice to see you. Sheridan, what are you gonna spot? Don't stop there, VK. Not that I would hit him, because this tank can't have anything going good for it. Artie, well, everyone always complains about Artie. It's been going on since the day that it's been put in the game, but it's never going to be removed at this point. It didn't get nerfed in the HD map, so they did add more cover into certain areas, but really it's not like it's a huge nerf to Artie. Like in some spots, basically they made it to where, like, if you're straight up, Redshire is the one, to where, like, if you're straight up brawling on the side to where you always find tanks brawling, already typically could just, like, rain hell down upon you, and you're in a close range, and you're hitting allies, enemies, and it's just unfun for everyone involved, except for Artie. So they added more hardcover in, specifically, like, where both teams meet. But basically, if someone's, like, say, camping back a little bit further, they're still going to be able to get Artied, and Artie can influence it. But if you have tanks very close up, like actually brawling there, they gave them a little bit of cover to help out with the frustration. So they rebalanced a few spots like that, but they actually made it easier for Artie to hit some other areas, which I'm going to get screwed over here, because I got a lot of tanks moving in on me. And specifically this guy, I've got to do my best, but kind of screwed regardless of what side I push at. Because I've got an autoloader on that side, autoloader on this side, and yeah, my team is not really helping out here. Yeah. I'm honestly at a loss for words, because right now there's 4 people on our cap, if not 5, and we've at 14 seconds, and we still have 12 people alive, and they're not turning back. This is more comical than it is. You know, they still have a good chance to win this if they just keep resetting them, but just a matter of fact that we didn't get more people turning around earlier is just kind of funny. But basically, the Artie can hit things a little bit better, because some maps they smooth out, like shorten a few little hills and stuff. But to me, I mentioned it during those streams when I was on the test server. It's basically going back to map design in the early days of tanks, where they remove a lot of, like, the little bumps and crevices and stuff that just aren't necessary. And, you know, it has different... Yeah, we're just gonna lose now. I guess that worked for them. I wish I was in something that could actually block damage. Hey, you got 9.22 finally on the SEA server? It took them a while. Why don't I... So I have a Levi. I'm just gonna hop into a tier 10 tank. Why don't I play something I haven't really played in a little bit? I hop into a Sheridan. Then I have a T10 heavy up after this. Well, thanks again, Tunster. I'm sorry I missed when you were in the match, said hi. I usually keep an eye on the chat, but I guess I missed it, unfortunately. That's a pretty good match there, Gremlin. There's a lot of different things about Artie that went wrong to where like there used to be tracers for Artie, so when it's shot it's a lot easier to counter battery them compared to now, but unfortunately people that made illegal mods made that, so basically they broke tracers to where you literally could see where everything was firing, and it would actually spot it on the map for you down to like a, you know, pretty precise location. There's, you know, so they had to rework that. I don't think Artie's implemented poorly right now. It has its merits. On some maps it's definitely, you know, it stinks when you get hit from it and you're like doing a decent job preventing that and it ruins it, but you know, to me it makes the game better than it does harm it. But everyone has their own opinions, you know. I don't care if people hate Artie. I only mind when people like automatically like start TKing your Artie or something just because they're playing it. spotted here, but I'm still taking a peek. I just want to see how many people is up there, given that we have a huge... we have a huge lemon train here, which... fine by me, as long as we push. We push hard? Okay, maybe it's 5 people. We push hard, we will be fine here. I'm going to try to track him again. Awesome. I actually got a damaging hit, given that he angled a little bit. I'm going to try to track him again. Go. So you can damage this thing if it's not pointed directly at you. But I'm actually, that last shot hit him right here. And I'm fairly sure I actually overmatched that. Alright, so here's a little bit of a... whoops, leap of faith. I took that a little bit too soon. Where their mediums pop back except for that guy. Trying not to take too many shots here, but go for it here. Yeah, I'm actually going to aim for that one, given that I've missed a couple others. Alright. We still have a huge group of people pushing towards their base, which is fine. I'm going to pop back and try to help these guys out, though. The JPZ 100, though, he's mad. Look at the map, dude. Like, just pull back to where the mouse was, and you'd be fine. Instead, he tried to stay out there. But the enemy team has to make a pretty tough decision on whether or not to go back to the base or kind of push our cap. They're all going to fall back, in my opinion, to their base. So I'm just going to start pushing to the center here. Not in any cover, but as of right now, didn't have to worry about anything. Now I'm going to be spotted with the Super Conqueror. I'm going to take my one shot and I'm going to scurry this way. But, you know, pushing one flank, it works. It's just, it doesn't work when your team stupidly stops on that flank. Let's say I'm struggling a little bit now because the Super Conqueror got the people down here to kind of freeze. That little rubble pile. Gotta wait for myself to get unspotted here. I'm gonna pop through here and hopefully not die immediately. Awesome. But I really needed to get that early spot that I got to light up basically whatever tanks they had to reassure my team that it, you know, it was a good decision to push. A lot of times if people don't know what's there, they'll just like slam the brakes on and you'll have like 12 tanks sitting there with like 3 or 4 tanks blocking them. Say the stream's dropping? It shouldn't. If it's basically loading on your side, so buffering, just drop it down, you know, from 1080p to 720p. I stream at a really high bit rate, so sometimes if your internet isn't, or if say you're on Wi-Fi or something, it might buffer a little bit. Hello again. Oop, he's actually gonna get a really nice shot on me. Thank you, Call for the subscription. Okay, Sheridan doesn't have the most accurate gun, so I was trying to aim the best I could, but I wasn't surprised that I missed a few of those shots. Uh-oh. Thank you for killing him. Pretty good match though, 3,300 damage, 1,600 assists. I'm glad I picked this tank. One more shot. Which the Sheridan's actually a apparently getting a rework sometime this year. They're changing the model to better resemble what an actual Sheridan looks like. Oh, it glitched. That's strange. That's probably something from Restream, to be honest. Yeah, it didn't show up on my... It's probably something... no, that probably is something from YouTube, because I'm looking at... I always have my stream up. I keep it at like 144p, because I'm not like watching it as far as quality to make sure it's actually on. But pretty good match here. But mine didn't drop out, so that's strange. But pretty good fight here from Sheridan. Let me get into the T10 Heavy up next, and let me start a raffle as well. Well, some people like Artie, like if you can't play the game at high settings and only on low FPS, I know some people that play Artie because of that reason. Like one person specifically I got into the game started out, his first 2 lines were Artie until he got like a new graphics card because he only could play on like 10-15 FPS. Well, people hate on the Sheridan because it is fairly large without a ton of camouflage compared to some other lights, but the main gripe about it, well, I like playing it. The T100 light tank's a better scout, and then since they buff the alpha damage of the Sheridan up a little bit, and also the AMX 13105, the 13105 basically can deal damage a little bit better than it. The WZ1321 used to be better than the Sheridan, in my opinion, in damage, where the Sheridan is better now. But the WZ1321 does have decent turret armor. It's just, there's nothing overtly bad about the Sheridan. It's just, I would say the people that you hear, you know, that don't like it the most, don't like it because it's inferior to, say, like, tier 10 mediums. But that's not a problem for the Sheridan, it's just a problem for tier 10 light tanks in a way. They're not going to pump out, say, damage as consistently as a tier 10 medium. Yeah, I can pen the IS-3, it's just, whoa, don't block me here, dude. That could get very bad very quickly. No, he didn't think that he was going to. I guess I have to take this shot now. But you gotta always keep in mind that if you block someone in front of you, you could really screw them over. That might not have been worth it. Till I get out of this brawl fest, I'm gonna focus a little bit more here. I thought that was an Oni for a second, which is a pretty big difference. I'm like, I can penetrate the Oni's turret. Nope. Wrong tank. I hit him in the wrong spot of his glacis there. Ooh, this is... He's definitely gonna hit me, so I might as well have just started going forward like I did there. Go. These guys on our left need to move this way, especially because we have a 705. He's trying to climb up the ridge, which is beyond me if you're playing that tank. Like, he could drive literally straight at the Luva and the Patriot there and be fairly fine if he angled just a slight pinch. Which, thank you very much, Lavoba, for the tip. I missed that last battle. Lord. I don't know why I just thought that was safe, but I made it through. Ooh, and there's a 263. I need to... I know there's a AT-15 here. Okay, I need to get in a little bit better cover there. Help out my little LTTB. I like shooting through those walls. But the 263, T69, Type 59 is a little bit of a problem. I might have a shot this way. I can't push given my HP. I kind of have to hope that... Crap. I can, I guess I'm gonna go back to cap, given that we don't have anyone down there. But this could go very poorly for me, given that I'm pretty much one-shottable, and the 263 is... I hope he doesn't pop out on my side. I have to worry about him. He doesn't have the best gun, but he can kill me if he hit me twice. Yeah, pretty big cap concerns. I think I'm going to be the only one literally to reset, given that the super person peeled off. The T69 can still kill me, but I'm banking on... thank God we got someone to reset. Well, I was kind of banking on me killing him in one shot, but that obviously didn't work out. Crap, he's got heat. Yep, he screwed me over. I pushed a little bit too late. But congratulations again, Scrub, on winning the raffle. I'm gonna pick a second winner too. Congrats, Floyd. But like, that all fell apart given we had the tanks up here to push. They just took way too long to. They were basically sitting, which is why I went away from there, because they sat here and they sat there and let their Tortoise and the Strev 103B, or not 103B, 1030, sit back here, and they didn't even touch the Tortoise and just basically fire away right down those lines at them. But oh well. Got 4 kills, 2400 damage. I could have gotten the T69, but that fraction of a second me waning, he was able to reload and swap over to heat. So that's my bad. Making sure I didn't miss too much. Richlow McFinger, nice to see you. Black choppers flew over. Hello, Shubvats, nice to see you. Glad you could catch the stream here. Ranked battles, the T57 would be better. Hello, Thorn. But unfortunately a loss here. Top 2 damage, but basically, I thought the Tortoise would have more, but these two guys chewed apart the center and the other side, but we just, unfortunately... Like, I don't even, like these, I don't know what happened to some of these tanks. I wasn't paying too close attention when we lost them early. Hello, G3, man, nice to see you. I'm doing pretty well. Hopefully everything's good on your end. Alright, so I have an M5A1 up next here. This little guy. Hello, Andrew. Nice to see you. Which, since last stream, I did get, I think I got everyone up there on the sponsor board here. I added up Andrew and I think it was Leonard and GG. I don't know if Leonard was last one now or the one before, but I know GG got one last one too. Just reminded me to show that because I remember. Say hi to Levi. Yep, he's back here. And then I'm watching my brother's dog Lily. So This is actually tonight, or yeah, tonight's stream for Dreadnought's gonna be the last stream, and then Lily gets to go home, and I finally can get some stuff accomplished. It's just I'm a little bit overwhelmed here with like after the stream. Basically, I'm gonna be checking up on animals and cats and bunnies and stuff. Hopefully, the bunny doesn't kill me. Still on the fence of whether or not it actually likes me or not. But, yeah. Alright, I'm getting another phone call. Just a second. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. I can't, well, yeah, I unfortunately rammed that person just as he died. I can't not answer the phone if my grandmother calls, so. Like the Alpine Tiger, I haven't played at G3 because I'm not a community contributor. Personally, though, it looks cool, but it's just a reskin, honestly. Like, I'm not that excited about it, to be honest. And you actually can just plop that skin on a different tank if you wanted it just using a mod. But yeah, that's most likely going to be the new premium tank released, what is it, in 2 days on the NA server, the Alpine Tiger, but it looks cool, but only community contributors get to play it, and Wargaming NA doesn't really like me for some reason. Since I've tried to become one, I think, a total of 3 times. One within the past year, but yeah. But anyway, I need to catch up on chat, given that I was trying to talk on the phone and play at the same time, which I'm not very good at. I'm kind of lost still, to be honest, because we didn't push that many people over here. I don't know why we're all... Yeah. So... I say Ryan and I don't do Valentine's Day. We spoil Levi instead. So... Most of what we'll probably do is like, I don't even know, I guess it is tomorrow, Valentine's Day. Yeah, we're definitely going to be spoiling the dog. It's the day when, Lily goes home, so he's going to be, I think he's going to miss her a bit, but honestly, he's most likely going to, I'm probably going to take some dumb damage here from the Scorpion G. Oop, I got a little bit lucky for once. Crap, I shouldn't have taken that shot. He's probably gonna be darting around the house like, I'm a single pet now. Don't ram me too much, dude. Ah, crap, that was like one of the worst shots I could have taken there. I stupidly shot, you know, at a place to where my shell was going to hit it at a pretty high angle. I'm definitely gonna have to catch up on chat shortly, guys. I see a ton of very long messages, which is they're pretty hard for me to read if it's more than just a couple. So I'll catch up on it after this battle here. I'm gonna try to get one shot before he reloads. I didn't track him though, so this is not good for me. The least bit. He's gonna kill me, but yeah. I played that crappy. I was honestly, yeah. I didn't play any of that right. Well, yeah, unfortunately, like, I'm sure I could become a community contributor if I went through, like, World of Tanks EU, but when it comes to the NA, for whatever reason, they, I guess, only pick people who do Twitch. On top of that, they mainly gear towards people that are into, not that they do esports this year on NA, but like clan wars and stuff like that. I guess, you know, I don't fit into that kind of cookie cutter mold, but oh well, doesn't bother me too much. But anyway, I have seen a Monty Python rabbit where I was telling Ryan about that because she didn't know what I was talking about. That's what I expect to happen, because if I'm not here tonight, guys, you know the bunny that I'm watching got me. Unfortunately, the Primo there, it's a nice tank. I was still my grandmom called because I have to stop over there and do a couple things. I was still digesting all that on my head. Personally, trading premium tanks, Thorn, I would never do it myself. Basically, I get why some people trade in their old tanks and take a loss to get one cheaper, like a newer one. I would never do that because, I don't know, I feel like you're basically throwing away money to where, like, say older tanks like the IS-6 and stuff that people feel like are really underpowered to newer tanks. On a 1v1 fight, they kind of are, but to me, they play practically the same as what they were when they first got introduced, except now there's more, say, tier 8s and 9s to where you actually have to play a little bit smarter because of the penetration that they lack. But I would never trade a tank in and lose kind of basically the price that I paid for it, unless like you have a double, like if you have a black version of the same tank and you trade one in to get a different tank, that makes sense. But yeah. Hopefully I didn't miss any other questions. I'm trying to like skim through. Thank you, Andrew, for the challenge. Would see you, CJ. Thanks for watching. Sheridan challenge, sure thing. Which I'll change the overlay and get the other requests up to here. I've kind of popped in a battle a little too soon here before catching up on things. I don't know why he called that guy an idiot. Like, we need a tank up there. Like, honestly, this is why my blacklist is so large, because people do stuff like that, and I preemptively block them before I get in a battle to where they're, like, pinging the map or cursing me out for going somewhere they don't want me to go. But honestly, I'm a little surprised we don't have more people over there. It's just we don't have... You know, we really don't have lights and mediums, so some heavies, like I thought about heading over there, some heavies have to go to that side, like... we're actually kind of at a disadvantage for not taking advantage that our team has a small leg up. Compared to the enemy for there. Because us trying to push this corner, not going to turn out very well for us. Honestly, if we don't get these guys out. Right now we have a lot of TDs covering my position, but it's not gonna turn out pretty. It's not gonna work in our current setup. I might actually, given that I don't think this is gonna work in the south and the north isn't gonna go, the leopard got hit hard, I'm gonna push this way because I don't see this ending too well if like we lose the PZ7. He should be fine up there, it's just of course I bounced. Could be fine against there too, even though that Kronwagen's getting torn apart. I don't know how that's happening, but it is. Don't think they have anyone directly behind me. Leopard though is gonna definitely crap his pants. Right, like, why are you there? Ah, he got me. Like, pushing the castle is one of the worst things that our team can do right now. Like, literally, it's one of the worst things they could do right now. You don't push that side if the enemy team has a ton of people there. Usually when this flank... Uh-oh, I have a 50B shooting me. Basically, you push this flank, win it quick, keep pressure where this Kronwagen is, and you kind of push them in to where our team made the mistake of pushing, especially with only one SPG and not a lot of people sitting here. But it happens. Another tank. But now we're down by 2, but unfortunately we're kind of spread out to where we're just gonna honestly get picked off here. I thought I could get lucky there, but no. We could have won this. Don't think, yeah, let's say I don't think I'm gonna get a shot there. I actually still can win this if our team kind of regroups, but I'm just waiting for these two guys to move up somewhere, because right now I'm not able to really move anywhere to get a better position. Yeah, IS-7 maybe. I only had a standard AP. Our PZ-7 literally just pushed in front of 3 guns there. Can't hit the 50B. The Grill 15 is actually going to be able to hit me here. Fortunately, we lost the PZ-7 down here. Lord. Hello, nice guy. Nice to see you. I get a lot of matches here to where I can't really keep an eye on the chat as much as I would like. But Yeah, it's all gonna come crumbling down here now. He's firing APCR, so he can actually cut through me. Or no, he actually fired AP. He hit me with APCR earlier. Yeah. Nah. I knew I was gonna die. Got 3,300 damage, 1,800 block though, so it is what it is. Alright, so let me get all these set up. I'll get to the Sheridan challenge. Let me do one more battle before getting to that. Remember to switch the overlay over to retro here. Thank you for doing that, Randall. Yeah, you missed one, Labobo. Which, hello, Maddie. Nice to see you. Will this guy be able to pull off a victory of the century? Probably not, but he's in the right tank to do it in. Thank you, Tam, for the subscription. The 268v4, I find the problem with this tank, basically the armor, it's a balancing concern. Like, it's not the best tier 10 out there, but the concern I have is basically they balanced it around, so weak spots. It has a very small very lower plate here that you can pen, but only in 9s and 10s, but you're basically not able to hit it in a lot of situations. Otherwise, this is about 255 millimeters effective armor. That's the only weak spot it has, unless you can shoot into the engine deck, which most tanks won't be able to do that unless you're above it. It's basically as poor balancing to where it screws over tier 8s, tier 9s, tanks without premium rounds. So that's the main problem when you combine that armor with the speed and the thickness of the armor to where it can actually outram a lot of stuff given the sheer thickness of its armor. So, you know, unfortunately, it's just poor balancing, but it's not like completely overpowered when you take the whole package. It's just against a lot of tanks, say like light tanks, mediums, some heavies that can't, you know, basically pen its weak spots reliably. It's just gonna be, you know, unfair against them. But it basically feels like you're driving a say like a E50M without the turret and a crap ton of armor, you know, slapped on it to where it's silly with how fast it is. Hello, Miko. Nice to see you. Well, that goes for any game, G3, about wargaming. You know, if you're buying premium tanks and stuff, the game's never going to be here forever. But it goes with any game to where, like, I've bought some stuff to where I get a little bit less playtime out of it than I'd like, and the game kind of dries up before, you know. I was about to say, as far as requests go, like, I'm going to be doing the Sheridan challenge after this, but any other requests, I'm going to get to as many as possible, but I probably won't be able to do them all. Because, you know, unfortunately, until tomorrow when, you know, I'm not watching multiple animals in multiple spots, I don't have a ton of time. Like, I stream again tonight at 9, to where my day, I'm not going to be right after the stream here because I have to go out. I'm not going to be home until like 4:30 in the afternoon, so you know, I don't have a lot of time on my hands where I can't go too much past 11 here. I'm gonna go here just because we don't have anybody. Oh lord, there's a JPZ 100. If he is as good of a shot as I thought he would on me, I'm screwed. There goes a lot of my HP. But even though it's encounter, I didn't go to the hill like I normally would because I spawn at the bottom. It's pretty much just that. I can't continue to pop out on him. Luckily they got a nice ammo rack on that guy. I'm actually going to try to move away from the JPZ, because if he pushes, they should have shots off the hill on him. Hoping he can't hit me through there. Oopsie daisy. He got a pretty big hit on him. Nope. Oh, how the TVP could pen me as much as he did. Because they're not shooting premium, but I guess I overestimated them not being able to hit that lower plate as much as they did. Lucky nobody shot me down from there. But that worked out kind of as planned. Granted, I didn't expect the TVPs to pen me as much as they did. So that didn't work out in my favor there. A little too low there. Unfortunately, you know, when it comes to playing like other different World of Tanks as far as like Blitz, console and stuff, I just don't have the time to, unfortunately. You know, I have a lot of time and money, you know, put into this account to where, you know, basically I'd be starting over, and like what you see me stream World of Tanks, you know, I stream right now 4 days a week. Shortly when I go back to work full-time, I'll be only streaming, you know, maybe 3 days a week, and if it is 4, I'm only going to be doing 2-hour streams again. Yeah, that's basically all the time I play tanks, to be honest, to where, you know, I don't think everyone wants to watch me play tier 1 and 2 tanks for like a month straight. But, you know, that's one of the things, you know, when it comes to me streaming and stuff, I don't stream as much as other people because, you know, this is just a hobby, and I do have a lot of other commitments. Alright, Levi, stop whining. I don't know what he's whining about behind me. Unfortunately, this match, you know, we're gonna win it. I definitely did not do very well here. This is why I don't go down low on encounter mode, because there's too many what ifs. But that JPZ basically hitting me in the beginning, and then the TVPs mostly they hit me in the front here, and then a couple hit me in the side down low where you can pen it. Yeah. I'm glad, even though, you know, I can't play Blitz, you still enjoy the streams and stuff. Yeah, living in New Jersey though, and, you know, being in my late 20s, got a lot of bills, so I can't exactly make the dive like some people do and like go full-time streaming if you're not like already making say like a full-time wage from it. Not that I think I would like that, because like I always give my honest opinion, to where I feel like some streamers that are like community contributors or do it full-time tend to sometimes sugarcoat things, not all of them. Basically to either, not to say appease wargaming outright, but either that or basically say what people want them to say. Like, I'm not going to tell you like, oh, Artie's the worst thing in the world. Like stuff like that. But I probably could have tracked and damaged him, but I feel like the E4 is doing a good enough job. He doesn't need my help. Hello, Jackie. Nice to see you. I was gonna say Levi, his new toy. I don't know where he put it. It's right here. It didn't go far. You got a little dog. Usually now that it's his new toy, he will carry it around for the next few days wherever he goes. As I say, I don't know why it says Lobobo doesn't exist, because that is his username in Fussbot, but the give command doesn't always work with just usernames, because it also bases it off of the channel ID. That's pretty difficult to find now and explain. Or if it doesn't get like an exact match for a username, sometimes it doesn't work like that. So up next I have a Sheridan challenge, so I'm gonna have to do 1.5 times the HP total and damage, assist, and block. We should just cap here. Like, it's pointless. Like, we might catch them. Let the mediums go catch them. Just get on the cap and let's move on. A lot of people do clan wars, you know, if you're serious about the game. Out of the player base, a lot of people don't do it. You know, a lot of people are more casual and just play random battles. But there is a lot of people that do clan wars. It's just, you know, as far as the community contributor thing, it's kind of good in a way I'm not one, because I was one for about 3 months or so through basically Wargaming. I think I explained it before, like a third-party agency that had media accounts, and basically, like, I had to sign a contract and everything. But basically through that, like, I got media packets to where, that's why I say not everything's a leak that people say, even though it looks like it, or they're saying it is. It comes from Wargaming. Basically, you get a media packet where they'll tell you to make a video by this date, and you have to release it at this certain time, and they give you like bullet points to talk about and focus on. And, you know, if you don't do that, then, you know, you're not outright going to get kicked from the program. But the whole point of community contributor is basically Wargaming gives you, you know, some free codes and stuff to give out, access to new tanks to play sooner than some others, and in return you kind of have to hype up that stuff for them. But in a way, you know, I didn't mind doing it. It was definitely fun. I got access to, you know, basically every tank back then. But at the same time, like, you know, say I was working a ton and they sent me something like, you need to cover this and this by this date, and like I'm working like 6-7 days a week back then, as I worked a little bit different schedule when I was one. I'd be like cramming in a video at like 1 a.m, like something like that. So it had its downsides. It doesn't always work, you know, for me. Lock the imposter? Oh. You can block Lobobo. I say let me actually look to see if there's 2 Lobobos. I can search through. There is actually 2 Lobobos. So here, let me fix it. That's gonna be loud, sorry about that. I don't know if that worked or not. I don't think it worked. Okay, there should only be 1 Lobobo now, guys, in Fussbot, so it will work. It's just, yes, the channel ID is something like that, Randall, yes. Basically, if you go to like that page, users page, and you have to copy that specific like encode. There was 2 Lobobos there though. The second one only had like, it had 65 Levi biscuits, and like it joined, it said December of last year. Yeah, it wasn't worth it. Because of course none of my team got shots off. But yeah, I would hope, you know, with the moderator tag and the sponsor tag next to Lobobo here, he's the real one. But there you go, it works. That's what I thought would happen, because if there is someone with the same name, it basically gets, I guess, voids it out, so people can't duplicate names. Sorry, I'm not pushing down there in a tier 10 light. Even though I actually don't want to go here either. You should block him, right? I actually wonder if mods can block each other. It's... Oh my god. Maybe I should have went this way. Holy hell. That one bat chat. I have no clue how he just killed the Ag Panther 2 and pushed around the Malshin like that. He's only got a little bit of HP left, but still. Miracles happen. Yeah, luckily I can search for people's usernames in Fussbot. It doesn't always work exactly like I like it. It has to like match exactly what I type in. Oh my god. This is not gonna be nice for me. Run away. I guess I'm brawling against heavies here. Because that ELC even's definitely gonna run away. I feel bad for the T62A, but like, I saw it wasn't gonna work over there. He had to know it wasn't gonna work over there. To where you're better off running away and living another few minutes. I feel bad because I do want to run away from this Malshin now, given that I took some HP damage that I didn't want to. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna stick with it. I knew I could do more somewhere else. It's just if I leave this guy, we're definitely screwed. Whereas we're only a little bit screwed right now. I can pen this ISM. Ah, crap. There already could get me. He moved. I was still banking on that large... Yeah. I'm sorry, Malshin, but I can't help you at all here. It sucks, but I can't help you, dude. I can't even get a shot off to where I'm better. I don't even care if I lose the challenge here, because I'm most likely not going to get it. I am literally better off running away from all of their tanks, given that if their mouse isn't near the base, I can just go sit on cap and I have to worry about the arty, and we win. So I'm going to do that. The only tank that can get back to their cap is the T92. The Yag Tiger, in my opinion, shouldn't have pushed, but because they're going to have 3 on the cap to R2. They're going to have, you know, they're actually going to have 4 people on our cap, so. No. Thank God. What are you doing? What are you doing? Why aren't they going back? Artie honestly needs to shoot cap from... That's our only chance, is if the Artie shoots from G4. We're actually probably going to lose this. Because I don't know why this T-34 and them are... They're all focused on the mouse. The Artie isn't even aiming back at the cap. Well, this stinks. It wasn't the best plan, but we could have won this if they actually forgot about the mouse. And yeah, I should have ran away sooner, but still. That's just unfortunate. You can only report mods. I was to say, as far as the demonetizing troll, so which congrats Andrew on winning the challenge there. I didn't get to what I needed to get to there. But once I went to go through the cap option, I knew I was going to lose that one. That was not to blame our team, but we should have won that, even though we're basically at a disadvantage if we fought them head on. Because the arty we had could have splashed them on the cap, and the T-34 specifically trying to shoot that mouse under the bridge could have made it back to the cap and gotten at least one shot off on him. But oh well. Well, yeah, like that's where challenges like some matches like that where, you know, it's unfortunate that I can't like make a exciting battle trying to race to get enough damage or stuff like that. But you know, I still play to try to win. But it happens. I haven't figured out like a perfect system to do challenges yet that isn't like overly complicated. I've actually been getting some of my videos flagged for review for monetization recently. They all get like overturned, but not after like a couple days, where it's orange instead of green, to where I don't get like all ad revenue from it. I guess because the bot basically learns over time that they have reviewing these videos automatically. I blame the people that like eat Tide Pods and stuff. But basically, I think what it is tanks are kind of flagged as being like possibly not suitable for all advertisers, because I notice it only does it when I have tanks like in my video title or the description. Like if I'm playing like Tuesday night's game like Dreadnought here and my tags are different, doesn't touch it at all. To where like my videos where I was making the graphics comparisons, to where I only talk for like 10 seconds and then it's just pure gameplay, it flags it as, you know, potentially not being viable for advertisers, just solely based on their tanks being in the name. There are ways around it, but you know, nothing's perfect right now. But I don't blame YouTube for trying to clean up what some people get away with as far as making money from videos, because there's a lot of junk, and especially like Ryan's niece and my niece, like having like YouTube Kids, there's some creepy stuff on there that should not be on there, that make, you know, people make money from it, so they make more of them. But basically, like if you ever hear people talk about like being demonetized and stuff, their videos, so YouTube, after the whole like ad apocalypse that people called it, say early last year, YouTube, there's a bot, basically an AI, that whenever you monetize something, like if you're allowed to, it'll like automatically scan your thumbnail image, your title, your video description, and also the tags of your video. You guys don't see the tags, so basically it helps when you search for a video what like your video's about. And based on that, if it can't tell what your video's about, like if you don't put enough information, or if it has certain, say, categories that might be considered controversial, say like someone puts like Tide Pod as their tag, most likely they're not going to get ads on their video, at least right away. It gets flagged for review to where you either don't get a lot of ads showing for it, like some advertisers can opt in to showing their ads on, you know, basically certain categories, and until somebody manually reviews it, which either happens at 1,000 views for the video, or you know they'll get to it when they don't have a huge backlog if it's under 1,000 views. You know, it basically is decided upon once someone manually reviews it. He would probably like that, Floyd, to be honest. But more or less, like I noticed, it's like a week-to-week thing to where the AI started out with flagging everything for World of Tanks, given that it's kind of like a war game. It classifies it as, with tanks in it and stuff. So you're shooting, you know, there's violence in it. To where they fixed that, but now starting this past week, it now flags stuff for tanks again. Not all of them, but it's about like 50-50. Honestly though, the amount of money you make off of ads isn't that high, so I don't care too much. Like, I make more off of like my website ads, and also, you know, you guys are very generous with tipping and sponsoring and stuff, to where, you know, the YouTube ads, I only put like pre-roll and I put ones at the end of videos. Some people like run them you can run them like, if the video's 10 minutes or longer, you can run them like in the middle of videos. I don't do that. I don't run them during live streams either. Like, I have a button here that could put an ad in if I wanted to, but I think that's, you know, annoying. Anyway, I think I explained that decently. I was trying not to confuse myself too much, since it's hard to understand it. It took me a while to figure out the do's and don'ts with the new system, but it's a little bit more fair than it first seemed like initially. But like, hello Almog. But yeah, basically advertisers. So like me, like I have stuff on my wait, see McFinger. Let me start a raffle here too before I forget. Like I can see a lot more stuff for like my website, since I can place ads. I can even like run my own ads for WoT and stuff too if I wanted to. But basically advertisers like YouTube, basically, since it's AdSense, so Google advertising, how it works is like you have categories, say like food and beverage, video games specifically, then you have like entertainment, so that like includes sports and stuff, to where there's like main categories, and then there's like subsections to them, to where so let me get into the T34-100 here. Here we go. So advertisers can either like just say run my ads on everything, or run it to a certain subsection, like prioritize it. But also on that, so say there's like 14 categories, general categories. There's also something called like, I forget what it is. Let me look it up here real quick. It's honestly easy for me to get into it. So basically controversial categories, basically. Pull it up real quick here. Actually, they changed it. It's all the same. It's just a different type of. I don't like this. Let me get back to the old one. All right, so it's gonna take me longer to. They changed it to like more of a. It looks more mobile as far as the desktop view now. But basically, there's like controversial topics, which video games actually falls under, believe it or not. That you like, I can opt in to show them, say on my website, like things like gambling, horoscopes are under there, like get rich quick, like fortune telling, like weird stuff, to where they can opt in to show them, you know, ads on those. But video games technically is classified as controversial just because there's a lot of violent stuff and, you know, some really creepy stuff out there. that, you know, they don't want their ads on. Stun damage, it depends on the caliber of your shell. Like usually it starts around tier 5, but say like the tier 6 FV304 doesn't have stun, given that it has a pretty low caliber gun on it. But generally tier 5 start to get them. Tier 6 everything except the FV304 I believe has it. Yeah, nothing's perfect, but like I've noticed, you know, as far as like ad revenue, like you're not supposed to technically talk about specifics, but like last year and the year before, most people say like on the website end didn't make much, say cost per like 1,000 people looking or cost per click and stuff. It was down a lot to where it is going back up now that YouTube, and specifically Google, they're looking to weed out a lot of the bad advertisements, and also you're getting shot from there, but right now our other side is just getting clobbered to where I guess I don't have a choice because we've basically lost that other flank already, to where I'm probably going to get a lot of damage dealt to me here, but this gun is not accurate with, you know, taking like quick little pot shots like this. Yeah. But we just got completely blown out on the other flank there. I don't even think this guy is a real player, and I'm taking a ton of damage from him. I don't mean he's fake, but he was just sitting there without even trying to angle. It's SU-152. Nope, he is aiming at me. Awesome. But we basically, it was game over because we lost the heavy flank over there. Excuse me. But this tank, I couldn't fight over there even if I wanted to. Now my gun wants to hit, now that the match is basically over with. I do like the T-34-100 though, it's just no armor and the gun's a little derpy. Oh, I can't believe I might die to the T-67 here. Might. Thank God. I haven't died to one of those things in a while. I was not going to let that happen. I've definitely had some iffy teams today, yes. I got really lucky last stream to where I think that luck came back to bite me here today, but I haven't made too many like glaring errors today to where I don't mind losing battles if, you know, I'm not like crapping it completely up. I think the only way I'm going to be able to get a shot on anyone is unfortunately cross right in front of an SU-152, but at this point I don't have too much of a choice. Like, this is not too smart for me to do, but the only way I'm gonna get a shot on somebody on the cap. Still 44 seconds. Thank you, Labobo, for the tip for killing the T-67. Thank you very much. Ah, why'd you have to miss that? I'm not gonna win this, because give me a hit. That person wasn't even moving either. Oh, yep, he's coming. Hey, I killed him. See, can I get this guy to ram me? At least I got another shot. This is where like all this damage honestly is meaningless, but at the very least I'm getting a little bit more fight out of it here. But unfortunately I'd like to pull out like a epic comeback here. It's just I can't make it to a cap even if I wanted to, so the only hope I have is, well, A, I'm down to just heat 2, which isn't the most reliable round. I need to hope that already doesn't kill me now. I missed that. I should have shot like a second sooner. I still have so many tanks that I would need to go through that... No, I missed. I'd like to reset you. Oh my god. Unfortunately, Artie's probably got me here. Oh crap. Oh, I could have hit that Cheeto, and I probably... not probably, I might have one shot at him, but... I was trying my best to make a comeback there, but there was just way too many tanks. But once the grill hit me for that one big shot, yeah. I still got a Mastery Badge First Class though, and Top Gun, High Caliber, and a Defender Award, but yeah. Which congrats Randall on winning the raffle too. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to come back from all that. Which I'm gonna play one more battle here in the ELC Even, and that's gonna be it for today. But this was a really fun match. But unfortunately, even if I had killed that Cheeto, I had I had 3 standard tanks and 2 arty to go through. But a pretty nice battle there. Thanks for requesting the T-34-100. So. Oh well. I'm gonna save this one. Alright, so I'll do one more raffle here, since I'm gonna pop in another battle. And let me add this to the shop, and I'll do the ELC, and that's gonna be it for today, since I've gotta get to... Sorry, I'm just trying to clip this out. I'm trying to find where... There we go. Let's see, I'm trying to find where the battle ends. There we go. Got it there. So I'm going to play the ELC and call on it a morning after that, since I'll be back tonight for Dreadnought. But thanks for watching, guys. Glad I got one exciting battle here at the end. Which 800 Levi biscuits here for the winner for this one. Yeah, I wasn't too high on winning there, but they were setting it up well for me. It's basically the arty is what did me in, because I would have tried to back up more away from them so I could keep distance and keep killing them, but the grill, he got one big hit on me, and then after that he stunned me, and that just kills the mobility on that tank, especially with turning. It's not that good at traverse speed already. I got a really atrocious map here for the ELC Even 90. Basically that just did me in to where I couldn't run anymore past that building. But at least I made it interesting. I guess I'm going to try to go to the hill, but this could end very, very badly for me here. Yeah, the ELC, not even. Yeah. This is basically a meme tank, to where you see so many funky things that people post of like little replays and stuff of it. I feel that's why Wargaming added it in. I'm probably gonna regret going up here, but so far so good. I'm gonna try to spot without being seen. I got him. me aim in and bounce off of him. Now I'm gonna run away. Where they have a lot of people this side. Like a lot. No one can still see me. I don't think they can. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to push. Wherever this 183 is, we need to push and flank him. And until I know where he's at, I don't really want to put myself into trouble, but I'm gonna have to. So Meal 1 needs to chill it out with that pinging. Yeah, I've got to do something because that flank over there, like I'm not going to be able to spot too much given that location there, nor am I going to shoot into the center much. So I'm going to try to help this Emil with flanking. It could end pretty poorly, but I'm going to try to rush right across here. There's their M41. Come on. Crap. Well, honestly, you know, like the ELC EVEN, I don't think it's a good tank for most battles, maps, and also, you know, circumstances, but you still can kill stuff with it. It's really tiny and it's one of the best spotters, you know, around its tier. It's just actually getting hit in a position to where you can like help your team. A lot of times it's hard due to the lack of DPM. It's not impossible, it's just it's off the bat very difficult. I'm using APCR here, even though we're up by 1, I feel like every shot I need to take is needing to pin. Granted, at this point, I don't need APCR here for my next round, but let's load it. Can't clip the M41. Crap. Come on, gun handling. There we go. I'm just going to reload because I'm not going to be able to save that guy. But I'm going to pull back just a pinch to where if they do, like the T-44 decides to push on me, I can run away in time. Okay. Our other flank did win though. I will give them credit that they got that flank. Yeah. Not taking that fight on. Congrats again, Scrub, on winning the raffle. Yep, you won 3 of them today. I'll pick another winner too after the battle here. I know, obviously, you know, giving Levi the toy today definitely helped your luck out. Fear me, FE 183, you're gonna get killed by the smallest tank in the match. I'll go after him. I'll reload for the hell of it, but I'll save you. Even though this guy can ram me and practically one-shot me if he shoots me plus rams me at full speed. Pretty decent battle though. You know, this tank, if your team's doing well, you can make up for the lack of DPM, but if your team's not doing well, it's awesome. It's gonna be difficult to kind of help claw your way back, and you can you can get taken out by running into trees, as you can see there. Which I'm not gonna be able to get to the Strev. Congrats, Thorn, on winning a raffle as well. But this is my last battle for today's stream. I'll be back tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, for Dreadnought. For anyone who hasn't caught that game before, think, you know, the same setup as, say, tanks and warships, but in space with spaceships. Pretty fun. Where there is a update, like I said, that came out for it between the last stream and now. So it's a little bit more polished, and they rebalanced a couple things as far as like progression. So I'm gonna have to log on early and kind of kit out some of my ships before I start playing. But thank you very much, you know, for the tips today, guys, and also for the new subscriptions and follows too. At least we ended on a high note with a win here. So, but next time you'll see me for World of Tanks, if you don't catch tonight's stream, will be Thursday morning, same time, 8 a.m. So I'll see some of you guys tonight. Otherwise, you know, have a nice nice couple days here before my next tank stream. See you guys around.